Hi, welcome to grokonline.com. I'm Faninder Jagana. This session is about ITIL version 3 and the certification, specific to ITIL Foundation certification. ITIL, these are the different process and functions which has been introduced in the 2011 version V3. This is just to demonstrate how each phase is related with each other. We would be talking about this particular slide in much detail level, but just wanted to give you an introduction on this particular slide. There's one thing we have to be really clear, which we have discussed in the previous videos, that the difference between the V2 and the V3 is V3 supports partners along with process, people and products. In V2 version it was just supporting the process, people, product, but in the V3 we also have it supports not just process, people, product but also the partners. I have just introduced this particular slide for a reason that I always see one or two questions is always been covered from this particular area in ITIL Foundation examination certification. ITIL certification cannot be certified by an organization or a customer or a vendor or a partner. It would be of an individual human resource who have the process knowledge would appear for this particular certification. Individuals that work for an organization can be ITIL certified. Example, the resources working in the ITIL consulting service organizations can be ITIL certified. A resource working in the customer place can be ITIL certified. A resource working at the partner locations would be ITIL certified. So ITIL certified indicates that they are familiar with all the process which has been showed in the previous slides, all the process and all the phases which have been introduced in the version 3. There are different levels in the ITIL certification, starting with the level 1 is in a foundation level, level 2 is in a practitioner level, level 3 is in a IT service management level. ITIL level 1 foundation is primarily to test the fundamental requirements and the knowledge in the better understanding how ITIL is going to impact in your organizations. ITIL practitioner level, that's a level 2, is to primarily to test that individuals are ability to implement the specific discipline inside their organizations. IT level 3, IT service level management, is considerable to be an expert level who really need to have an expert level knowledge across all the different phases, all the different disciplines of service support and the service delivery. ITIL certification individuals where resource would help designing the disciplines for the organizations and taking the organization through an assets and implementing phases. Okay, this would be the pattern for an ITIL foundation exam, where it would be all 40 questions and 40 questions will be all choose the correct words. You would have 4 or 5 choose the options where you have to choose the right option. There is no multiple right options. It has to be always just the one. So duration would be 60 minutes, where these exams would be conducted by authorized examination centers. There are many, where one of them is in a Promatic center, where you go and you book the slot, you book online and you go there, and you somebody would give you a dedicated system where the examinations would be given there. So somebody would supervise you there. Can you carry the book while you are appearing for the exam? No. Pass score to clear this ITIL foundation exam would be 65%, so that would be 26 questions has to be right out of 40 questions. Okay, ITIL qualification scheme would be, if you are already ITIL V2 certified, so you have to appear for V3 foundation bridge. If you does that, then you're going to have the 2 points. If you don't have any ITIL foundation certification early, then appear for an ITIL certification for the V3 2011 version, where you would get the 2 points. And once you have the ITIL foundation certification clear, you have to decide whether you wanted to go for a life cycle based model approach certifications or ITIL service capability modules. So there are 4 different capability modules: PPO, that's planning, protection, optimization; SOA, that's service offering and agreements; RCV, that's releasing, control and validation; OSA, that's operational support and analysis, where SS indicates the service strategy, service design, service transition, service operations and continual service improvement. So there are 5 different 5 exams would be at the service life cycle, where there would be 4 exams at the capability level. Once you have done with any of these 2 different phases, where you would appear to become an ITIL certified expert, all you have to appear for a managing across the life cycle. So where they would test your knowledge, not just particular discipline, but across all over the phases, right? They would test you completely from all the areas of service support and the service delivery. Once you have cleared with the exam, you would have 5 more points, and then that's all. That's the last thing. So once you have cleared with this exam, you would be known as an ITIL expert. So to get an ITIL master level, again, you have to you have to do the contribution more towards and at the organization level of where you would have to provide the presentations to get to this master level. But to get, there's no, again, once you have clear with this managing across the life cycle exam, that's the one where you would get the ITIL certification. There is nothing you have to do after once you are clear with this exam. Okay, ITIL foundation would have the 2 points. ITIL intermediate life cycle model, each exam will have the 3 points, credit points, and ITIL intermediate capacity modules would have, each exam will have 4 credit points. And managing across the life cycle, that would have 5 points. Okay, the major difference between the life cycle and the capacities would be, it consists of 5 certifications, where capacity would have 4 certifications. In life cycle, it will have 3 credit points for each test, and in capability would have 4 credit points for each examination. Life cycle approached, so every life cycle have 1 specific exam. In the capacity would have more of every capacity process would be tested in each exam. It was primarily been introduced, life cycle examinations are primarily is been introduced for resources or the individuals who works on the process and are responsible for an ITSM implementation, where capability certifications are being designed for an individuals who work in the process and is responsibility in carrying out the daily process activities. Thanks for watching this video. Looking forward. See you in the next video.